Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is ORBITALPOTATO, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. 2022 is over, which means now it's the perfect time to take stock of all of the great strategy games that came out over the course of the year. Every day this week, I'll be breaking down the best games from the past year in a variety of categories, and you can see all of the different categories that I'll be covering on screen right now. Each day, we'll be showcasing the 5 best games in a given category, with 10 for the city building category, and each day we'll also have some honorable mentions too, so you know we're covering the best games and leaving no stone unturned. All these games are games that I've played and enjoyed, and crucially, all released in 2022, either into early access or full release, and you can check out all 5 videos linked down in the description below. Let's get cracking. Today, we're checking out the big ones. That's right, it's the grandest of the grand, the biggest of the big, the 5 best grand strategy games. And I'm gonna come clean straight away. I haven't spent nearly enough time with all of these games. You know, the hint is in the name of the game. Grand strategy requires quite a lot of time and quite a lot of commitment to play. I have, however, played them all, and they'll all give you hours and hours and hours of enjoyment. Terra Invicta is made by the same folks that made the Long War mod from XCOM. An alien invasion has fractured humanity into 7 ideological factions, each with a unique vision for the future. Lead your chosen faction to take control of Earth's nations, expand across the solar system, and battle enemy fleets in tactical combat. It's a very pure grand strategy game and management game, although you will be doing, tactical combat and making decisions about tactical combat at multiple points throughout the course of the campaign. It really is mega big. It's got everything and more that you would expect in a grand strategy alien game. It really is like Long War, except kind of on steroids. Big, chunky, and just beefier in every single way. If you're looking for an experience which is going to take you tens of hours to complete, then I would highly recommend checking out Terra Invicta. Dune's Spice Wars is a 4X real-time grand strategy game from the developers of the critically acclaimed Northgard, which I absolutely loved. Set in Frank Herbert's groundbreaking Dune universe, which I also love, you must lead your faction and battle for control and dominance over the harsh desert planet of Arrakis. Truly, I'm a sucker for all things Dune, and so it should be no surprise that this game ranks right up there with the best of them. It's excellent. It's not the longest running grand strategy game, but with regular updates, you'll be returning to Arrakis more than once to play as different characters in the iconic Dune series. As always, spice is what everyone is after. Old World is a revolutionary new historical strategy game where you lead your dynasty over generations of rule against rival kings and queens. Wage massive wars, manage your court, and build a dynasty. Or watch your empire crumble to dust. It's your choice. What legacy will you leave behind? Old World is super cool. It's a great concept. It's kind of like Crusader Kings was mashed into Civ, except Civ is you're just set in one, sort of single period of time. It works really surprisingly well, though. I don't know how it does. It just does. It's very focused in its setting, but don't let that detract from the fun that you can have managing and running all aspects of your family life. There's actually new DLC that has just come out, so it's still got a bright future ahead. It's a 10/10 to me, a 10/10 for me, and I would absolutely recommend it. Okay, so I maybe have lied a little bit. I haven't technically played all the games on this list, as I still haven't played the Steam release of Dwarf Fortress. I have, however, played a bunch of Dwarf Fortress Classic, the version before it landed on Steam, as it's now called. And I love it. And Steam just improves on the current formula. If you've never heard of Dwarf Fortress, it's the deepest, most intricate simulation of a world that has quite literally ever been created. And it just released in December of 2022 onto Steam with a brand spanking new graphical interface. In this complex construction/management/roguelike simulation game, every generated world brings a unique challenge, whether it's the dwarves with their own simulated personalities or aquifers. Observe what makes your civilization fall into eventual decline and learn for next time, because you will be coming back to this game again and again and again. Dwarf Fortress is great, it'll keep you busy for hours, and I'd absolutely recommend that you check it out. This is perhaps a little bit of a cheaty entry. It might technically be a grand strategy game, but only by the barest of margins. Line War is a new type of multiplayer-only RTS-style game. We had elements from a whole bunch of other strategy genres thrown in: 4X, wargame, real-time tactics, etc. The really interesting thing about Line War is that you wage war by drawing lines on the battlefield. It's kind of that simple. Draw commands, execute strategy, beat opponent. Very, very, very unique. Yeah, it's all about macro management rather than micromanagement, which makes for a real change. As I say, it's a super unique title, and I had such a great time with it in 2022. It's very much worth your time. You're probably not going to get hours and hours and hours out of this game, but you will have a darned good time for the time that you put into it. So that's kind of it for my grand strategy list, and there's one very notable exception from that list, which is in the honorable mentions, but we will get to that. We will get to that imminently, and you can probably already guess what the game is. Anyway, on to the honorable mentions. Victoria 3 is a grand strategy game developed by Paradox Development Studio. It's the latest game in the Victoria series, which is a historical simulation title that allows players to take control of a country, guide it through the industrial era, and beyond. Players can control the economy, military, diplomacy, and politics of their nation, and make decisions that will shape its history. The game features a detailed political and economic simulation, as well as a complex social and technological system, and you have to balance the needs of different groups within society, such as working class, aristocracy, and business elite, whilst also dealing with the challenges of imperialism, industrialization, and revolution. Now, the problem is, I'm not necessarily sure that this game deserves to be on my top 5 grand strategy games of 2022. It did not receive glowing reviews at launch and continues to be quite the mixed bag when it comes to reviews. I don't feel like I'm a particularly great critic of the Victoria series, however, as I was never a huge player of Victoria 2, which I think a lot of people are comparing it to. I really don't like the sort of Paradox mindset of release it featureless and the DLC will make it a proper game, which is a bit of a shame, really. But that being said, is that, the base is there. It deserves an honorable mention and perhaps a little bit more. But the problem is, you won't know until the DLC is all out. So, I guess watch this space, really. Nebulous Fleet Command. In Nebulous Fleet Command, you take command of your hand-tailored fleet of space warships and use realistic radar, electronic warfare, advanced movement controls in 3D space, and precision targeting to outmaneuver and outwit your opponents in a simulation-heavy tactical space game like no other. I have to confess, I have heard nothing but good things from this title, but I really haven't put enough time in to be anywhere close to a good judge of it. Total War Warhammer 3 is the cataclysmic conclusion to the Total War Warhammer trilogy. By all accounts, this makes a worthy conclusion to the iconic series, specifically Immortal Empires. Immortal Empires is the culmination of the entirety of the series. You can combine campaign maps, races, and factions from all 3 games into a single epic sandbox campaign. It's supposedly the most complete and definitive Warhammer strategy experience ever conceived. You have to own all 3 games to play, which I don't, but it looks insane, and if you're into Warhammer, then this is absolutely something that you should check out. So there we go. That's my list of grand strategy games from 2022. Did I miss something? Have I made a glaring omission? Please do let me know in the comments below. I really haven't put as much time as I'd like to into grand strategy games. I didn't put as much time in 2022 into grand strategy games as perhaps I would have liked. However, hopefully in 2023 I'll be able to change that. And then you know, this time next year I will let you know. I'll let you know what's good in 2023. But anyway, ladies and gents, we're gonna wrap this one up right about now. Thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been ORBITALPOTATO. Check out the Patreon if you're interested in helping make videos like this possible. But for now, and from me, I'll see you next time. Bye.